Communication is really important to me, and I've had 3 medical procedures done this year that are all new for me, things that I've never experienced before, and I have felt really confused and frustrated in all of those scenarios about the lack of information and not knowing what to expect. And I talked to someone who said, "Well, this is your first time doing this. Most of us are really familiar with these processes or these procedures or whatever." And I don't think that that means it's okay to not communicate clearly and make sure that the person that you're talking with really understands what's happening. And today I had a procedure done, and at the end, when I was being given like next steps instructions and all of these like care instructions, at the very end, the nurse asked if I had any questions. And my only question was, am I going to get this in some sort of written format that I can refer to later? Because what I know about myself is that in the moment, I may feel like I'm retaining everything, but I don't. I'm anxious. I am distracted. I am very easily distracted. And so in the moment, I may feel like I have it all together. And then literally the moment the conversation ends, I've already forgotten half of it. And that's not a cognitive thing. It's not an age thing. This is something I've experienced basically my whole life. I've always taken lots of notes about everything that was being said in meetings and, trainings and courses and all the things. I am constantly feeling like I need to have something to refer back to because I am very easily distracted if I'm not focused on making notes about the things that I need to remember when I'm experiencing them. And I think that's a sign of ADHD. I got diagnosed last year, and it's opened up a whole new world of acceptance for me, of realizing that a lot of the things that I've been struggling with my entire life aren't because there's something wrong with me or I'm just doing life poorly. It's that there is a different way that my brain works that isn't maybe like a lot of other people's that I've compared myself to or thought there was, a big difference in the way that we were able to retain information or, utilize the information that we were experiencing. Anyway, all that to say, I feel like it's so important to have clear communication and have clear options for different ways to communicate. The streak that I have in Duolingo, I started learning Spanish a few years ago, and I have a streak that's almost 1,600 days long now. And one of the things that I have become more and more aware of is how important communication is. And when I don't have the words to be able to express how I feel, or I don't have a clear understanding of what someone is explaining to me, especially when it comes to our health and wellness and our safety. Those are things, even finances, right? Like, if we don't clearly understand and we're not confident enough to speak up and say that we don't understand or that we need more information, we're doing not only ourselves a disservice, but the other person too. Because there's a lot of assumptions being made that you think the same way I do, and that's just not accurate. Like, everybody thinks differently, and there's lots of different perspectives about the same situation. So, when I think about how many more challenges people that do not speak English as their first language have, not only in how they communicate what they need, but how they are understanding the things that I'm communicating, and wanting to really make sure that just like the doctor that I was working with today gave me space and compassion when I said I needed more information. I asked for more details about this procedure and about this situation. And I asked multiple times, and I didn't get the information that I needed that would help me understand what the situation was. I was told verbally, and I didn't really understand. I needed time to process. I needed that information in a way that would help me digest it in the way that's right for me. And I don't expect everyone to just know what that means. So I realized that I need to speak up for myself and be an advocate for myself and be an advocate for people who maybe aren't able to speak up for themselves, whether it's because there's a language barrier or whether it's because they don't have the confidence that I may feel in the situations that I've experienced. So I don't know what the point of this is, but honestly, that's kind of the general sense of this channel is that there's not always a point, but the life experiences that we have um, do help us recognize the humanity, not only in ourselves, but in others too. And if you walk away from this conversation, even just being a little bit more compassionate for yourself or someone else when there's a misunderstanding, then that's a benefit. That's the point. And yeah, take from it what you will, but I'm a big fan of over communication and clear communication and respectful communication, and realizing that there is a way to maintain and have respect for myself and my own boundaries while also being really clear and kind to the people that I interact with. So that's my goal on a regular basis. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully you got something out of this that helps you with that as well. So have a great day.